Hey, Matt here, your value driven coach. And today I want to talk about something that you may not have considered, and it's virtual communication for building your team. Now, you can utilize what I'm going to share with you today in a couple different areas. So I want you to write this down. One way that you can use what I'm going to teach today is from leader to the team you lead. You can use these ideas that I'm going to share for communicating with your team to keep up morale and motivation, also for teachable moments to the group when you've got a little coaching that you need to do, but you don't want it to feel too weighty. Now, the other way that you can use this is for your community. If you've got a community that you coach, that you train, that you share educational information with, you can use these ideas to build that community up with those folks as well. So grab your pen and paper or your iPad, your iPhone, whatever you're going to take notes on, but get ready because I'm going to share a couple great things with you. So the first thing that I want to share with you is this: virtual communication can actually be valuable. Now, I'm just going to own this. I prefer being face to face with you. I prefer one-on-one conversation and group conversation to be live and in person. That's just what I prefer. But we live in a changing world, and in a post-COVID era, a lot of folks have gotten used to meetings over the internet, watching videos like what some of you are watching right now, if you're watching this on Spotify or YouTube. But folks have also gotten kind of used to that virtual interaction. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, we were having a conversation with my stepdaughter, and she's 14. And school is almost over. It's almost summertime. And so she was talking about, like, oh, I don't want to go. I just want to get out of going to school. Like, oh, I just don't want to be around people. That's what happened from a year and a half of being in online school and not interacting with human beings very often, unfortunately. But we were talking to her about the value of communication. And she said something very interesting. She said, well, I just spent an hour FaceTiming with my friend. Now, the crazy thing is, perhaps you and I don't really consider that human interaction. Like, it's not the same feeling, but to some people it is. So, how do we create a virtual communication environment that can be valuable, that can be educational, that can be informational, and that can still be fun? Well, here are a couple of steps. Step one, you've got to find a platform that works for everyone in your team slash community. Now, I'm going to share with you a couple of options, and I've written a few down, but then I'm going to share with you my favorite. Now, one that's obvious is you could create a text messaging thread, but it does limit you if you want to share things via video, things like that. Then you got to look for another platform to shoot your video on, because sometimes you're going to be eating up a ton of data. And if people don't have great internet connections, texting a video can eat up a lot of bandwidth, and not everybody will get it, but it's an option. Another option is a Facebook group messenger thread. You could definitely do that as well, but not everybody loves Facebook, and a lot of folks have been jumping off of it. Same with Facebook groups. Now, you could always adopt a different platform like Slack, for example. Slack is another messaging tool. Telegram is. There are other tools that you can use out there, like Facebook groups. So those are all ideas that are possible. The challenge with any of those third-party platforms like that, though, that are on a major social media platform, is moderation. If somebody in your group says something you don't like, or says something in the group that the platform doesn't like, there's a chance your group could be shut down, and then you have to start over from scratch. So first things first, you want to find a platform, but not all of those are great. So I'm going to share one with you that I absolutely love. I think it's a fantastic platform, and best of all, there's no monthly fees with it. And so you can write this down. I'm going to give you a web address you can go to. Write down rockstarexpo.com/expertise TV. rockstarexpo.com/expertise TV. Whatever platform you're watching this on, I will put it in the notes. I'll put a link to it as well. But here's what I love about Expertise TV. Think of it like a Facebook group. Okay, so you have all the freedom of creating your group. It's called a community. You get to create a community in here. It is $38 for a lifetime license. That's right, a lifetime license on the platform. And they don't moderate your group. Your group you can set to public or private for people to join. You can just give people the link to join your group. And here's the thing: if you're an employer and you're using this for internal communication with your team, If somebody transitions off of your team or out of your company, they make a change or you help them make a change, you can remove them from the community so they no longer have access to it. But your community can be completely private. You can share things in there and people can respond to one another just like they could on any social media network. They can tag people in their comments and their replies, things like that. But everybody in the group can also upload video into the group. They can share links, they can share images. So it'll give you an opportunity to do some training, some coaching, some interacting with your community. I really love the platform and I think it's the best for doing this. So, what are some of the things that you should do when you're using virtual communication? How should you use it? How do you make it valuable? Well, here are some of the things that I'll share with you. Number one, at least once a week, share something in your community that is training based or educational. Okay. At least once a week, share some educational training in your community. And I would encourage you to do it utilizing video. That's right. Share a video in there, a sales quick tip, a customer service quick tip, some sort of engagement opportunity where people can learn. So every week, give them something they can learn. Every day, share something small and encouraging. Hey, just wanted to inspire you guys with this. Just want to encourage you with this. Just wanted to remind you that I appreciate the hard work that you guys do. Hey, I just want to remind you that even though there's challenges, you can get through it. But every day, share one little encouraging nugget. And it doesn't have to be long. It could be a sentence or two accompanied by a cute little photo, encouraging picture, something that pokes fun of yourself. Now, what not to do in your virtual engagement? Number one, don't be unprofessional. Don't share things that could be misunderstood or taken inappropriately. Number two, if this is a work or a work community or coaching training community, make sure you set the rules. Don't let people bring politics, things like that into the group. Now, if you're a religious organization, obviously you're going to share religious beliefs, things like that. So I don't want to say keep religion out of it because depending on your organization, it's very important. Okay. But politics, anything sexual, any lewd, inappropriate jokes, keep that stuff out of there. Tell people in your group to keep it out of there. Not only is it an HR nightmare, it's not appropriate and it doesn't help everyone grow. The other thing you need to keep in mind when you're doing virtual communication with your team, your group, your community, things like that, is that you've got to know the purpose of it. The purpose of it should be for the betterment of every single person involved in that community. So if you're doing virtual communication and you're utilizing a platform like Expertise TV, like I said, rockstarexpo.com/expertise TV will get you a lifetime license for $38 instead of a couple $100 a month cost. When you're doing this, it's for the edification of all. Make sure that every single person that is involved is going to get a great benefit. Cool thing is, it feels like a Facebook group without all of the things that are out of your control regarding whether or not your group stays alive. So there's a tip for virtual communication. Thanks for tuning in to today's coaching session. Listen, no matter where you're at in your business or your life, you're just one moment away from being a little bit better. Now, go out there and make your day, and hopefully someone else is amazing, and I will see you on the next session.